Welcome back to the Tech Stop. Today I'm going to be showing you some tools that I put together in the past couple of months that I think would be very useful to have if you are in the low voltage line of work or have just an interest in technology and repairing little things around the house. This may be overkill for little things around the house, but I definitely enjoy having it, and this primarily stays in my vehicle. I use it mainly for different things that I have. I try to keep it clean, and I've only had it for 2 months, also why it's clean, and I don't take it in dirty job sites and things like that. If I need something quick, this is definitely what I go to, but usually I have one of those Klein tools things that fit inside of a 5-gallon bucket, and I have my drills and everything inside, and then all the screwdrivers, nut drivers, pliers, and things like that that go around the outside. I'm going to go ahead and give you a better view of the small bag first, and then we'll get into the big bag. So with the small bag, I mainly use this for when I'm going around and terminating things or troubleshooting things and don't want a big pouch with me. Now I usually have this punch down tool right here hidden in the back when I do not have my big one that is in the bucket. The big one is a ideal, and it has the clicking function. It has the 110 and 66 block and stores in the handle, and overall it's a good thing. It has the cutter built into it as well. But inside of this is some basic things that you might have seen on the channel before if you are interested in the channel. The Klein Tools 11-in-1 driver, which is brand new. I just put this in the pouch before the video because I thought it would be a good addition since I didn't have any screwdrivers in here. And then I have the Southwire Tone and Probe set. Very good set. I also have in here a Woods two-way AC voltage tester. You can basically put that on different things that are 110 or 240 volts and basically see if it is the correct voltage or what's passing through. And I don't use this often, and there's probably still a tie on here, yeah. And there's a little knife that I have attached to here if I forgot my knife or something. Inside I have this continuity tester, which has only been used a couple of times on short little things, and I've taken the battery out of it to prevent any corrosion or anything like that. I also have this little break-off box cutter knife that's $1 at Walmart, so when it gets dull, just break off a section and move on. It has this little locking function. It's kind of cheap, but it's just like a spare backup, kind of like the small one is. And this is one of the coolest things that I have so far. I just added. It's the Ideal Little Ripper Stripper, and it has several different functions as far as stripping goes, but it also has the sheathing remover where you can run the cable through it and it will remove the sheathing. So basically, if you're maybe pulling a lot of wires to a panel or something, you could just pull the wire through and it would rip the sheathing apart and make your job a lot easier. Not much really in this small little pouch. This pouch is $5. This is $4 or $5. This is $8, a little bit expensive. The knife, I'm not sure. It's an Eddie Bauer. I've had it for a long time. This is $4. This is $1. This is around $50, but that's basically everything in the small pouch. So now we're on to the big bag. Starting over here to the left, I have a Kobalt mini Allen wrench thing, and it has 6 different Allen wrenches on it, and it might help me if I get into a bind and need something like that, although my multi-screwdriver has most of these. Just a nice little attachment. And I also have the other set and also a Phillips screwdriver set. Moving on to the right, I have a Chameleon high-vis self-lock 12-foot tape measure. This runs somewhere around $8 or something like that. You buy this at Lowe's, and it has a high visibility blade on it, which makes it pretty easy to see. The only thing is it's a little bit more flimsy since it's not as wide as the bigger ones, but it is only 12 foot and definitely helps me with what I need. I have this little light right here. It just takes one AAA battery, and the brand is a Stream light. It's a pretty bright light, and the battery is removed from it right now because it was dead and I need to purchase more batteries. I've taken this. It's actually helped me see under a house a few times when I forgot a different headlight or something like that, and it works pretty well. Now, this was in my previous video. It is the Klein Tools coaxial stripper, and it might actually still have some things in it. This was the sheathing I just did, pulled out of the cable in my previous video. It works well for RG6 and RG59 to strip the outer coating off and give you the exact dimensions of the cable that you need. Over here we just have a little 8-foot Craftsman tape measure that was $3, a roll of Utilitech electrical tape, and then my Kobalt utility knife. It's a pretty nice knife. It's just very heavy, It has a really nice titanium coated blade on it, and it is overall a really good quality knife. It's just heavy, so for some applications it may not be too nice. It might make your hand a little bit tired if you're stripping cable with it a lot. Over here, this is one of my favorite little things in the bag. I got it on sale, but now it runs about $8. It's the Craftsman precision screwdriver set. And basically you take the screwdriver and it's a little door that opens with all your double-sided bits. You have Torx over here, then Phillips flathead, and it's just a really nice little screwdriver, and I think I got it for $5 or $4 or something like that. For the price point, it's pretty good. I have not used this too much yet. And in here I have my bits for my Kobalt screwdriver, and this is the titanium blades from my knife. And in here I also have a 1/4 inch adapter for my impact or my drill if I need to put a socket on it. So these right here, I have my number one square and my number 2 square, flathead, Phillips, and different Torx, things like that. Basically I put my squares in here because I don't do too much electrical work at all with this bag. However, if I do run into things where I need a square, I have them. And that pairs with this screwdriver right here, which is a quick connect screwdriver, and I do not know if these are sold anymore, but I purchased this many years ago and still had it new up until like 2 months ago, so I started to use it. Over here, this is a product from Amazon. It was $6 when I bought it, and now it is up to $11. It's a brand I've never heard of, Lomvom, I think that's how you pronounce it. And the first one they sent me was actually defective, but their customer service was really good, and they sent me this out as well as another one. So they sent me 2 free ones, and this one has worked very well. It has a small flashlight on it and has a high sensitivity mode on it. And overall it's a pretty good product, maybe not as good as things like maybe Klein or Southwire, which I do have plenty of those. But like I said, I don't do too much electrical work with this one. This is the Klein Tools Coax Explorer 2, and I used this in the previous video. It's good for mapping out different cables inside of a house. No problems with it. It's not as complex as its other competitors. Klein Tools has different options though if you're looking for something different. In here I have a pair of needle nose pliers as well as a pair of the straight channel lock type pliers. These are from the company Work Pro, and they are sold at Lowe's. The thing I like about them the most is kind of the finish on them and the quality of the cutters for the price. This is not going to be anywhere close to the quality of, say, Klein or competitors like Knipex, things like that. But the handle grips feel very nice. They don't slip off the tool, have kind of a rubber coating, and are easy to grip. And the tools are definitely not flimsy. I don't use this much for sure, that's why it still looks new, but overall, pretty good tool. I guess moving on, I have my ideal punch down tool. Like I said, don't use this much. This is kind of a backup just in case I need it. Over here to the left, I have my pair of Craftsman screwdrivers. These are their newer model. I think they're like $6 for the pair. And it has your bigger sized Phillips and flathead screwdriver. $6 is a great deal, and I really enjoy these screwdrivers and have the multi screwdriver that is the same grip as this and enjoy that as well. Starting to run out of room here. Alright, so I have my compression tool. This was also in the previous video. If you want to see it in action, go check that out. It is not adjustable, so it just does the F connectors on RG6 and possibly RG59, but I'm not quite sure. Like I said, all 3 of the items over here kind of to the right come in a package. Now in every kit like this you need a Sharpie, so I always have one of those. And this right here is one of the Harbor Freight multimeters that is still in brand new shape because I don't use it. I have used one that is the same exact model in my other kit for small electronics and low voltage things. So overall it works well for that, but just the category rating is low. So that is about to be upgraded to this multimeter that I have sitting over to the side. And that's the Southwire multimeter. And overall I did a video with this one as well, and it's quite a good product, so I'm going to put it in here. I just have to move some tools around first. Over here I have 3 of the cheaper screwdrivers from Lowe's. You can get these for like $1 a piece. And I'm planning on using just this Phillips right here for like a beater, and use these screwdrivers for when I have to take it in a place where they might get damaged or I guess dirty or things like that, because they're just cheap screwdrivers and I don't have to worry about them too much. Now here are the other pliers in that Work Pro set. Just normal pliers. I don't really know how to describe it other than that. They work well for what they're used for. Now I have 2 pairs of strippers in here, but these cutters, these side cutters, I believe are 7-inch. They have a little bit of rust buildup on them because I got it before everything else. But these cutters are really nice. I have another pair that I use all the time that is in my office space. But these have been barely used, but they work really well. They come sharp, and they have the Craftsman warranty like all of other Craftsman tools. And finally, in this pouch, in the bottom, I have some F connectors that are just loose if I need one for the compression tool. I just threw a handful in there. But finally, I have these 2 strippers right here. This one I prefer. Woods is a company owned by Southwire anyway, but this has, as far as solid goes, it has 18 to 10 gauge, and stranded it has 20 to 12. And they fit in the hand well and have a good spring on them and are just easy to handle wires. I don't know as far as the bigger gauge wires go how it handles those, but from what I've used it on, I have another pair also just like it. It works well. These run at $7. And these are the Craftsman. These are older. These are at least 10 to 12 years old, but I just started using them recently because I found them. Craftsman still makes these. They just have a different handle grip, which resembles these cutters over here, but they're the same exact tool. It has the cutters right here for screws. And it has your crimper options right here. And it also has your 22 to 10 gauge wire cutters here. And pliers up top, even though these pliers can be flimsy if you're trying to grip onto something, and it has your normal cutters. Overall, I like these a lot. They're easy to clean too. I had to take these in a place that was really sandy, so I was able to pull the grips off. And that's probably the only downside is one of these, the grip slides off if you use it. But I guess you could put some super glue or something like that and it would fix the problem. So this kit is definitely not what you would use every day as a professional such as an electrician. But looking around, there is quite a bit of tools here that fits into this little pouch. And it does have quite a bit of weight. And it helps me staying in my vehicle because I have all these things that are easy to access while staying at a low value too, to where if this was stolen or damaged of some sort, I would not take too big of a hit. I hope this video was a little bit helpful and enjoyable, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.